Hello viewers, I'm your host Shivangi Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. With a long history of UN service, India is firmly committed to helping the UN maintain global peace and security. India, which has always supported harmony among nations, remain open to engaging all means and ways to find peaceful solutions. New Delhi has also advocated for dialogue and diplomacy as a means of resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict peacefully. Considering India's efforts globally, several countries have supported a permanent seat for India in the UN. Take a look.
We will use our tenure to bring human-centric and inclusive solutions to matters of international peace and security. India will be a voice for the developing world.
India has always been a part of peace-fighting solution, calling for a peaceful resolution to conflicts. As a powerful voice of the global South countries, India advocates for dialogue and diplomacy as a means of resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict peacefully. Amid the peace efforts, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on March 20th had a separate conversations with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. And after a few days, the country's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar held a delegation-level meeting with Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba on March 29th in Delhi. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba had arrived in India for a two-day official visit at the invitation of S. Jaishankar. During the high-profile visit, India-Ukraine discussed matters pertaining to the bilateral partnership and cooperation on regional and global issues of mutual interest.
In recent months, we've had actually interactions at various levels. I'm glad to see that some of our bilateral mechanisms have also met. I think this has created a certain momentum in our bilateral relationship. Today, after this discussion in the afternoon, we look forward also to the meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission. Your visit gives us an opportunity, obviously, to understand the situation in your own region. I look forward to hearing your perspectives on that.
At a business summit organized by India in January, Ukrainian leaders had pitched for New Delhi to rebuild its war-ravaged economy. Suggesting that Ukraine's recovery would be a win-win for Ukraine and international partners, Kyiv's Deputy Economy Minister proposed a recovery vision for Ukraine in a presentation in India's western Gujarat state. While India has not taken a side in the conflict in Ukraine, the country has sent multiple supplies of aid to Kyiv. Ukraine is also anticipating stronger cooperation through business-to-business relations and reconstruction projects.
India is welcome to cooperate, to engage with Ukraine on economic projects now, and of course to engage in the reconstruction of Ukraine.
India and Ukraine maintain close bilateral ties in all areas of cooperation. Deeply concerned about the deteriorating circumstances, New Delhi has demanded an immediate end to all hostilities and violence. India has always remained open to engaging all means and ways to find peaceful solutions to disputes. Considering India's efforts globally, several countries have supported a permanent seat for India in the UN. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has also expressed optimism about New Delhi getting a permanent membership in the United Nations Security Council.
जरूर मिलेगी, जरूर मिलेगी, पर कुछ भी जो बड़ी चीज़ होती ना, बिना मेहनत के कभी मिलती नहीं, तो मेहनत भी करना पड़ेगा।
India's permanent membership in the UNSC will grant it veto power. This will allow India to influence UN decisions in a way that best serves global interests. Additionally, India's permanent seat on the UNSC will formally validate its status as a responsible nuclear power.
Political activists have accused Pakistan of violating human rights not only within its provinces but also in areas under its forceful occupation. The state has faced repeated exposure by these activists who have been drawing attention of the international community to the suffering and systematic genocide of people in these regions. We have a special report from Geneva detailing how political activists criticized Pakistan during the UN Human Rights Council session.
Political activists from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan regions under Islamabad's forceful occupation for over 7 decades are leading protests to denounce Pakistan for its human rights violations. These activists are drawing attention to the hardships endured by residents of POK and Gilgit-Baltistan, which include the escalating presence of terrorism and fundamentalism. Key concerns highlighted by the protesters include high inflation rates and inadequate health and education infrastructure.
Our main purpose was to highlight the miseries and plight of the people of state of Jammu and Kashmir, which is under illegal occupation of Pakistan, Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, where people are protesting for their basic rights. They are deprived, their rights are compromised, and people are protesting, demanding that Pakistan must give them the ownership of their natural resources and self-rule. People are protesting, they are demanding that illegal taxes on the electricity bills must be abolished by Pakistan.
The United Kashmir People's National Party also organized a side event at the United Nations to make the Human Rights Council aware about violating human rights and exploiting natural resources in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. They spoke out against the Pakistan government's harsh laws, discriminatory policies, and blatant religious divisions.
During 55th regular session of the United Nations Human Rights Council, we have held a side event to record to highlight the worst human rights situation in Pakistan and Pakistani administrated Azad Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, and especially the children which are kidnapped from various cities in Islamabad and Rawalpindi. Those cases were highlighted before the council members, before the international community, and we have demanded that they should ask Pakistan to recover those children and also revive fundamental human rights, political rights, social and economical rights of Azad Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan.
हमारे जो लोग भी वहाँ किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में जाते हैं तो उन्हें ये कह के टाल दिया जाता है, कह दिया जाता है कि आप फ़ौरन जो है ना पाकिस्तान के किसी हॉस्पिटल में चले जाएं। उनकी भी मजबूरी है क्योंकि वहाँ पे कोई फैसिलिटी ही नहीं है जिससे हमारे मरीज़ों की देखभाल की जा सके, स्पेशली प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन जो पाकिस्तान जा रही हैं। रास्ते में कितने लोगों की सीरियस होने की वजह से डेथ हो जाती है। इसके अलावा मैंने हाईलाइट किया है कि टूरिज़म के हवाले से वहाँ पे जो आर्मी की ऑक्यूपेशन है उस हवाले से मैंने बात की है, और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के हवाले से बात की है जो कश्मीर के लोग जो हैं वो वहाँ पे किस तरह प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उनकी आवाज़ को कोई नहीं सुन रहा।
Ever since the illegal occupation by Pakistan, the people of POK and Gilgit-Baltistan have been facing difficulties. They have never been granted the rights they deserve, as successive governments in Islamabad have continued to treat them unfairly. There are widespread protests in the region against the government over issues such as load shedding, poor education, and unemployment. Activists from POK and Gilgit-Baltistan have been consistently raising their voices against Pakistan's atrocities in the regions at various international platforms to protect the fundamental rights of the people.
The Chinese are invited to Pakistan because they want to protect their...
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Hokkaido Island in Japan attracts around 27 million foreign visitors annually. Tourists from various countries such as the USA, Australia and Canada are lured to Hokkaido to experience the unique charm of each season. Recently, the Japanese credit card company JCB has introduced attractions and benefits on a dedicated website for foreigners visiting Hokkaido. Visitors can also discover the rich history, vibrant handicrafts and dynamic natural landscapes of Hokkaido, including iconic landmarks like Goryokaku Tower and more. Hokkaido's hospitality spans the vast island, offering tourists diverse experiences throughout their visit.
私たち JCB は北海道においても会員様により快適で便利な旅行を楽しんでもらえるようなコンテンツの提供に努めております。今回2023年10月から2024年3月末まで北海道を中心としてさまざまな加盟店様に協力いただき優待提供をいたしました。70の店舗様、30の加盟店様と一緒にご協力しまして JCB ならではのスペシャルなサービスの提供に努めてまいりました。今回の北海道キャンペーンが好評だったため、キャンペーン終了後も JCB 海外会員様に楽しく快適な旅行をしていただけるようなキャンペーン作りに取り組んでいきたいと考えております。
Convenient transportation is vital for enjoying a tour of Hokkaido given its diverse attractions and unpredictable weather conditions. From Shin Chitose Airport, the main gateway to Hokkaido, to Sapporo, the island's largest city, travelers have several transportation options available. Rental cars play a significant role in transportation for tourists exploring Hokkaido. Each car is equipped with snow tires as a safety measure in case of snowfall. Shiroi Koibito is a renowned sweet that symbolizes fame and is known as a white lover. Many tourists visit the factory to experience.
につきましてはカーボンニュートラルへの貢献を狙って取り組んでおります。甘繊維の使用は初の試みであり、今後開発が進めばさらに大きな部品への適用や最終的にはボート全体に環境材料を適用することを目指しています。開発評価段階でまだ販売は未定ですが、環境への貢献を目指して取り組んでまいります。
Where former Prime Minister Imran Khan got relief as High Court suspended 14-year sentence in Tosha Khana corruption case. Meanwhile, senior Pakistani judges have asserted that they were subjected to pressure by intelligence services when handling cases involving Imran Khan. On the other hand, supporters and lawyers of Imran Khan are fighting to secure relief for their leader amid startling allegations. A report.
A Pakistani court on April 1 granted former Prime Minister Imran Khan an appeal of his conviction for graft and suspended his 14-year jail sentence. Just a week ahead of the Feb 8 elections, Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi were both handed a 14-year services when handling cases involving Imran Khan. The 6 High Court judges claimed in their letter that the influential Inter-Services Intelligence Agency had threatened them, installed cameras in their bedrooms, tortured them and kidnapped family members. In one case, the judges said they were forced to hear an appeal against Khan even after the majority of judges had decided it was not maintainable. Supporters and lawyers of Imran Khan are fighting to secure relief for their leader amid startling allegations.
साइफर केस में भी अब उम्मीद यही है कि आज के फैसले के बाद हम ये कोशिश करेंगे कि कल के दिन जो साइफर केस लगा है उसमें भी ये सज़ा की सस्पेंशन की बात करें और अगर वो सस्पेंड हो जाती है तो जैसा मैंने शुरू में ही कहा था फिर उसके बाद इमरान खान साहब के खिलाफ कोई रुकावट नहीं, वो फिर बाहर आ सकते हैं।
Khan has been in prison since August last year, facing trial over a slew of cases he insists had been framed to prevent him from contesting the election. Jailed Imran Khan and his several supporters were rejected as candidates for the February 8 election. The general election in Pakistan in 2024 was clouded by accusations of vote rigging and postponed results. Nationwide demonstrations and turmoil were sparked by these accusations. Pakistan, a nation of more than 240 million people, is struggling with political instability in addition to a faltering economy and a fast worsening security environment.
Let's now talk about Lord Buddha's sacred Kapilavastu relics, which were offered to the Dalai Lama on April 4th. The Kapilavastu relics hold immense historical and spiritual significance, connecting the devotees to the profound legacy of Lord Buddha. The relics, which were found during the British rule in India, are important to the Buddhists all over the world. Take a look.
Buddhist abbot Vaksadue Mahindavansa of Sri Lanka offered Lord Buddha's holy relics to exiled Tibetan leader Dalai Lama on April 4th in Indian hill town of Dharamshala. The relics were excavated from present-day Piparwa village in northern Uttar Pradesh state, which is the site of the ancient city of Kapilavastu, the childhood home of Buddha. The Sri Lankan abbot presented the holy relics to Dalai Lama out of respect towards his contribution towards the well-being of mankind.
His Holiness was very happy, but he was most importantly he made this prayer in front of the Buddha to the relic for the world peace and happiness of all mother sentient beings.
Earlier on April 3rd, Dalai Lama attended a prayer session where his followers prayed and wished for his long life. Followers, including monks and devotees, recited prayers, religious hymns, and performed traditional dances to celebrate and honor the spiritual leader. Tourists and Tibetans from various parts of the country and around the world attended the spiritual program in Dharamshala.
Yeah, this is a celebration for long life offering for His Holiness Dalai Lama. We have gathered here from so many different parts of India and abroad.
Today is long life puja for Dalai Lama, and all my family. I have 2 kids. They also see him. This is big miracle for us to see. First time we come in and see Dalai Lama so near.
Tibetan government in exile has been functioning in India since 1960 after the current Dalai Lama and many others fled Tibet following a failed uprising against the Chinese occupation of their homeland in 1959. Around 100,000 Tibetan Buddhists live in exile in India.
The holy relics serve as a link to the legacy of Lord Buddha. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.